me record. Good evening and happy Thursday. It is time for our 4 o'clock Zoom or review from chapters 1 through 7. We did, the final exam is next week, and that will cover all of the chapters. So we're going to review from 1 to 6. We're not going to go over 7 because we did that on Tuesday. So you can just get a refresher and go back and look at that Zoom link to get a refresher on chapter 7. So we will be switching possibly the end or early August to a new platform that's called Moodle. Moodle is really easy, but right now with Google Classroom, remember that you can log on from your phone. You can do your assignments from your phone as well as from a computer with Google Classroom. So I shouldn't have any difficulty with you all submitting assignments. I did post on yesterday in reference to, I still haven't received a lot of assignments from quite a few students. So you still have time to catch up because with Google Classroom, it's not like really a due date, whereas you're going to be locked and you can't submit your daily assignments or your labs. So even if you don't do it on that day, you still can go back and submit that assignment. So that's the good thing about Google Classroom. So we're going to go ahead and get started because we have 6 chapters to cover for our final exam. We'll be moving into module 153 next week, and that's going to be chapter 8 CPT. So that's a whole different type of coding. So
that's a whole different kind of subject.
Yes. Current procedural terminology is what it is for the CPT, and you'll learn a difference with that with inpatient and outpatient coding. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the review because we have 6 chapters to cover. I'm not going over everything in each chapter, but I'm giving you a few, and you don't have to write everything down because remember, this is recorded. So you can go back and listen to it to be able to assist you with the questions. So the first question, remember, I'm in chapter 1 right now. The coder's responsibility is to ensure that the data are as accurate as possible, not only for classification and study purposes, but also to obtain appropriate reimbursement. Is that true or false? And I will read it again. The coder's responsibility is to ensure that the data are as accurate as possible, not only for classification and study purposes, but also to obtain appropriate reimbursement. True or false?
True. True.
That is true. Next, the Federal Register is the official publication for all presidential documents, rules and regulations, proposed rules and notices. I'm gonna read it again.
True.
That is true, but yes, it is true. I'm just going to read it again. The Federal Register is the official publication for the presidential documents, rules and regulations, proposed rules and notices. So what we're going over will be on your exam. So please, like I said, you do not have to write because I know I'm speaking pretty fast, but you can go back and review, but these questions will be on your final exam. Kickbacks from patients are allowed under certain circumstances according to Medicare guidelines. True or false?
False.
That is false. You're never supposed to take kickbacks. And I noticed on a lot of the exams, quite a few of you are getting the true false wrong. So you have to read that. You see how that keyword where it says kickbacks from patients are allowed under certain circumstances, like it's those little catch words. So you have to pay attention and read it, through its entirety. Don't just read a couple of words and then mark your answer. Make sure that you're reading through its entirety. Next question. The Medicare program was established in A, 1955, B, 1960, C, 1965, or D, 1970?
1965.
Correct. The Medicare program was established in 1965. Medicare Part A pays for A, professional services and durable medical equipment, B, hospital facility care, C, physician services and durable medical equipment, or D, hospital facility care and durable medical equipment.
D.
B. B is the correct answer. Hospital facility care. Medicare Part A pays for hospital facility care. Medicare, so you all tell me, what does Medicare Part B pays for?
Doctor service care.
You went off a little bit, Raven.
Doctor service, outpatient care,
And what else?
optional.
Durable medical equipment.
Yes. Yes. Medicare Part B pays for physician services and durable medical equipment.
Not everything, but I got some. Can I just like that?
Next. Medicare pays for what percentage of covered charges? A, 70%, B, 75%, C, 80%, or D, 85%?
80%.
80% is correct. Medicare pays for 80% of covered charges. The incentive to Medicare participating providers is A, direct payment on all claims, B, a 5% higher fee schedule, C, faster processing, or D, all are correct. The incentive to Medicare participating providers is A, direct payment on all claims, B, a 5% higher fee schedule, C, faster processing, or D, all are correct.
I want to say D. Yeah, A.
D? That's
I'm
what you're
gonna say D.
saying?
I think it's A. I don't know. 'Cause I know like the fee schedule's lower for Medicaid.
So for that one, the incentive to Medicare participating providers is D, all are correct. Direct payment on all claims, a 5% higher fee schedule, faster processing, all are correct. Next, Part B services are billed using A, RBRVS, GPCI, and RVUs, B, ICD-10-CM, CPT, HCPCS, C, MS-DRGs, or D, APCs.
ICD-10, CM, CPT, HCP.
Yeah, right, HCPCS, correct. Part B services are billed using ICD-10-CM, CPT, and HCPCS. Who is the largest third-party payer in the nation? A, Blue Cross Blue Shield, B, Aetna, C, Cigna, or D, the government?
D.
The government.
The government.
I remember that.
A major change took place in Medicare in blank with the enhancement of the Obama's Budget Reconciliation Act. A major change took place in Medicare in blank year with the enactment of the Obama's Budget Reconciliation Act. A, 1989, B, 1992, C, 1997, or D, 2000? A major change took place in Medicare in what year? A, 1989, B, 1992, C, 1997, or D, 2000?
92.
1992? I'm gonna say B.
92.
No, not 92.
Okay, then it's D.
No, ma'am. The
What's
answer.
What's the choices again?
So a major change took place in Medicare in A, 1989, B, 1992, C, 1997, or D, 2000?
1989?
Yes, 1989.
Yeah, after I went through all the answers.
So next, the physician fee schedule is updated each April 15th and is composed of A, the relative value units for each service, B, a geographic adjustment factor to adjust for regional variations in the cost of operating a healthcare facility, C, a national conversion factor, D, all are correct, or E, none are correct. I'm gonna read it again. What did you say?
D.
Give me a word with it. I can't.
D.
D is a dog.
Yes, that is correct. D, all are correct. If a surgeon performs more than one procedure on the same patient on the same day, and discounts were made on all subsequent procedures, Medicare would pay what percentage for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth procedures? I'm gonna read the question again. If a surgeon performs more than one procedure on the same patient on the same day, and discounts were made on all subsequent procedures, Medicare would pay what percentages for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth procedures? A, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. B, 100%, 50%, 50%, 50%, 25%. C, 100%, 50%, 50%, 25%, 25%, or D, 100%, 50%, 50%, 50%, 50%.
C.
What did you say? You said C,
Yes, ma'am.
not C,
Is it A?
not A,
B.
not B.
And I'm gonna say D too. I'm about to say D too.
So the answer is D. So listen to the question. It says, if a surgeon performs more than one procedure on the same patient on the same day, and discounts were made on all subsequent procedures, so that's on all of the other procedures, Medicare would pay what percentage for the first? So that first procedure is going to be 100%. The subsequent procedures are all of those after, and it's a discount. So all of the other procedures would be 50%, 50%, 50%, 50%. So they're going to pay 100 for that first, but all subsequent is discounted at the same rate. Next one.
Makes sense.
Yes. Medicare sets the payment level for assistant surgeons at a percentage of the fee schedule amount for the blank surgical service. Medicare sets the payment level for assistant surgeons at a percentage of the fee schedule Amount for the blank surgical service. Is it A, global, B, united, C, partial, or D, subsequent?
A.
A, global. Global is the answer. What edition of the Federal Register would hospital facilities be especially interested in? A, October, B, November or December, C, January, D, July.
November, December.
No, not November, December. What edition of the
October.
October, yes, October. So, you know, do you all remember some of these from your exam for this chapter?
Kinda.
Yes, it's a review. So you can go back.
There were some of them I kind of got confused on, but other than that, I kind of recognize the rest of them.
Yeah, so everything is a review. So things that you have had on all of those other exams will be on this final. Okay, moving to chapter 2. Chapter 2. ICD-CM codes are alphanumeric with all codes beginning with a number. True or false?
False.
That is false.
They start with a alphabet.
Yes. So number 2. The letter N is assigned as a 5th character placeholder for certain 6-character codes. True or false?
Repeat the question.
The letter N is assigned as a 5th character placeholder for certain 6-character codes. True or false?
True.
No, that is false. What is
I
the
was gonna say, I wonder
placeholder? What letter is used as a placeholder?
X.
X, correct. X is used as a placeholder. The ICD-10-CM, the WHO version, does not include a procedure classification. True or false?
True.
That is true. All ICD-10-CM codes have 7 characters. True or false?
True.
False.
False. False.
That is false. They do not have, all of them do not have 7 characters.
They can go up to 7 characters, but they
Yes.
don't have them.
Correct. Which of the following is true about the ICD-10-CM? A, there is a limitation of injury codes. B, there is additional information that is relevant to inpatient encounters. C, there are combination diagnosis symptom codes. Or D, there was an addition of an 8th character. Which of the following is true about the ICD-10-CM? A, there is a limitation of injury codes. B, there is additional information that is relevant to inpatient encounters. C, there are combination diagnosis symptom codes. Or D, there was an addition of an 8th character.
C.
I'll go with B.
Bless you. Ashley, what did you say? Oh, you didn't say anything? Alice, that was you?
It's C.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
I think
Oh, I'm sorry, Raven. Yes, the answer is C. There are combination diagnosis symptom codes. Next. The maximum number of characters in an ICD-10-CM code is A4, B5, C6, or D7.
D.
Right, 7. We just went over that. So there's 7, the maximum number. So what we're about to do, main terms. Using the alphabetic index, identify the main term in the following diagnostic statements. Turbinate ulcer. Is it A, turbinate, or B, ulcer?
B, ulcer.
B, ulcer is the main term. Next, social transplantation. A, social, B, transplantation.
You say A, social.
A, social is correct. Minimal change nephrosis. Minimal change nephrosis. A, minimal, B, change, C, nephrosis.
D, nephrosis.
Process, no process.
Correct. Recurrent mania. Recurrent mania. A, recurrent, or B, mania?
A, recurrent. No, it's mania.
So mania. It wouldn't be recurrent because recurrent would be like, what are you looking for recurrent? So that main
Yeah.
term would be mania, and then you would go down and look for recurrent. Chapter 3.
I need to find me like a slapping stick or something every single time I get a wrong answer.
Chapter 3. The term primary diagnosis is the same as the first listed diagnosis. True or false? The term primary diagnosis is the same as the first listed diagnosis. True or false?
True.
That is true. Section 4 of the official guidelines for coding and reporting applies to both the inpatient and outpatient settings. True or false? Section 4 of the official guidelines for coding and reporting applies to both the inpatient and outpatient settings. True or false?
I'm gonna say that's false.
That's false.
You lied.
Z codes cannot be used in the outpatient setting. True or false? Z codes cannot be used in the outpatient setting. True or false?
False.
That's
I say
false.
that's false.
That's false. Z codes may be assigned as the first listed or a secondary diagnosis. True or false?
True.
That's true. A patient may have an unconfirmed diagnosis for more than 3 visits if a definitive diagnosis has not been stated by the physician in the medical documentation. True or false? I'm gonna read it again. A patient may have an unconfirmed diagnosis for more than 3 visits if a definitive diagnosis has not been stated by the physician in the medical documentation. True or false?
True. True.
That is true. In the inpatient hospital setting, probable, suspected, and rule out diagnosis cannot be reported by the facility as though the condition exists. True or false? In the inpatient hospital setting, probable, suspected, and rule out diagnosis cannot be reported by the facility as though the condition exists. True or false?
I'm gonna say that's false.
That's false. When an encounter is for a therapeutic service, the first listed code is a diagnosis, condition, or problem shown to be chiefly responsible for the therapeutic service. True or false? I'm gonna read it again. When an encounter is for a therapeutic service, the first listed code is the diagnosis, condition, or problem shown to be chiefly responsible for the therapeutic service. True or false?
True. True.
That's true. Assign 01.89 encounter for other specified special examinations for encounters for routine laboratory radiology testing in the absence of any signs, symptoms, or associated diagnosis. True or false?
I'm gonna say that's false.
True.
Yes, it's true. 01.89. And so when you're looking at those type questions, turn to that particular code to see what it states. So I know that you all need to review chapter 3. So y'all need to do a review of chapter 3, read into it because you have quite a few true, false in chapter 3. An established patient is seen for management of diabetes and hypothyroidism, and the physician spends equal time on each diagnosis. Identify the primary diagnosis. A, diabetes. B, hypothyroidism. C, all are correct. Or D, none are correct.
I'm gonna say diabetes.
No, let me read it again. An established patient is seen for management of diabetes and hypothyroidism, and the physician spends equal time on each diagnosis. Identify the primary diagnosis. A, diabetes. B, hypothyroidism. C, all are correct. Or D, none are correct.
All are correct.
Yes, all are correct because he spent equal time. So when he spends equal time, that primary diagnosis is going to be whatever he spent, whatever time and where he spent it with that patient. An established patient is seen for migraines and seizures. To rule out the possibility of a brain tumor, identify the primary diagnosis. A, migraine. B, seizures. C, all are correct. Or D, none are correct. An established patient is seen for migraines and seizures. To rule out the possibility of a brain tumor, identify the primary diagnosis. A, migraines. B, seizures. C, all are correct. Or D, none are correct.
Maybe none are correct. Is it none is correct? And that's kind of
No, the answer is C.
All correct.
All are correct. So migraines and seizures to rule out a brain tumor. So it would be migraines and seizures for the primary diagnosis. So next, do you all have your books? You have your book, Raven?
Yes.
All right. So I would like the code for screening for respiratory tuberculosis. Screening for respiratory tuberculosis. I need the page number that you find the code on. Screening for respiratory tuberculosis. screening for respiratory tuberculosis.
Is it Z11-1?
That is correct, Raven. Very good. What page are you on?
I'm on page. Hold on, just check our book. Cause I got it wrote down inside my note.
Okay, so I need you to find it in the book and give me the page number. Do you have the page number, Ashley?
No, I didn't do that when I was fixing dinner to get them the kids out.
Oh, okay.
Is it 1624?
Can you see Z11.1?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Say it again, so when this is recorded, they'll be able to go and look it up.
It's on page 1624.
So 1624 is the code Z11.1 for screening for respiratory tuberculosis. The next one, long-term current use of systemic steroids. Long-term current use of systemic steroids. Long-term use of systemic steroids. Long-term current use of systemic steroids.
Z7952.
Yes, ma'am. What page?
Page 1644.
1654 is the page number, and the code is Z79.52, long-term current use of systemic steroids. You're cutting up, huh, Raven?
It's page is 1644.
1644. Okay, next one. Encounter for blood type testing prior to surgery. Encounter for blood type testing prior to surgery. So remember, this is an encounter. An encounter for blood type testing prior to surgery.
It's Z01.84.
That would be correct, but it's 8.3. But yes,
Oh yeah. I don't know why it's at 84.
that is great. Great, Ashley. Yes. What page are you on? I didn't hear you, Ashley.
241.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I'm 241 in the alphabet and tabular, and I didn't check it in the other one though. Sorry.
What page is it?
So you're in the index.
I got too excited and I just blurted out before I checked it in my and
But
the other
that
one.
answer is absolutely correct.
I got lucky then.
Yes. So remember, just to verify, always make sure when you get it in the index, make sure you check the tabular because there could be some other information required. Chapter 4. The official guidelines for coding and reporting are updated every year by CMS and AMA. True or false?
True.
No, ma'am.
It's false.
No way. I guess so. I guess so. Next, if there are separate codes for both the acute and chronic forms of a condition, the code for the chronic condition is sequenced first, as long as both codes are listed at the same indentation level of the index. True or false?
You can read it one more time.
Yes. If there are separate codes for both the acute and chronic forms of a condition, the code for the chronic condition is sequenced first, as long as both codes are listed at the same indentation level of the index. True or false?
False.
That's false, because you can't have them both indented at the same form in the index. So that is false. A late effect is the residual effect after the acute phase of an illness or injury has passed. A late effect is the residual effect after the acute phase of an illness or injury has passed. True or false?
True.
That is true. Remember, y'all had that residual effect? That was an assignment. That is true. It is unacceptable to report an impending condition as if it exists in an outpatient facility. True or false? It is unacceptable to report an impending condition as if it exists in an outpatient facility. True or false?
True.
That is true. A combination code is a single code used to classify A, two diagnoses, B, a diagnosis with an associated secondary process, manifestation, C, a diagnosis with an associated complication, or D, all are correct. A combination code is a single code used to classify A, two diagnoses, B, a diagnosis with an associated secondary process, manifestation, C, a diagnosis with an associated complication, or D, all are correct.
I'm gonna say D.
D.
A.
No, D is the answer. All are correct. Next. Using your ICD-10 manual, The correct reporting for stage 4 chronic kidney disease associated with diabetes mellitus type 2 is A, E11.29 and 918.4, B, E11.22, 918.4, C, N18.4, E11.22, or D, N18.4, E13.22. And that's how it's going to be on your certification exam. You're going to have A, B, C, D, or even E, and it's going to have all different type codes in different orders, but you have to always know what is listed first and then what comes next. So I'm going to repeat them again. The correct reporting for stage 4 chronic kidney disease associated with diabetes mellitus type 2, A, E11.29, N18.4, B, E11.22, 918.4, C, 918.4, E11.22, or D, 918.4, E13.22. The correct reporting for stage 4 chronic kidney disease associated with diabetes mellitus type 2. A, E11.29, 918.4, B, E11.22, 918.4, C, N18.4, E11.22, or D, 918.4, E13.22.
Okay, the first part I know is E11.22.
Okay,
Oh, that's good.
so if you know that, if I gave you that one, so you know what's the second part?
I want to say it's B.
So you're right, Raven, E11.22. So that means that you know that they only had one E11.22. So the second part of that would be the N18.4. So you didn't find N18.4?
Now,
I found B first, and then I found the diabetes mellitus.
Okay, so were you able to find that, Raven, the part 2?
hold on. Because I know on E11.22 just say type 2 diabetes mellitus with diabetic chronic kidney disease.
Okay, right. And then the N18.4 is gonna go more into it, but that E11.22 is correct. So on your certification exam, if you know none of the other ones have E11.22, then you know that would be the answer with that N18.4, because you don't just have a E11.22 by itself. And that would be the first listed, and then the 9, because then they have N18.4 and then E11.22. So that's the importance of knowing what comes first. So the E11.22, the N18.4. So that would be that. Let's do another one. See, okay. The correct reporting for COPD with chronic bronchitis and emphysema. The correct reporting for COPD with chronic bronchitis and emphysema. A, J44.0, J42, B, J44.0, J43, C, J44.9, or D, none are correct. I'm gonna read them again. The correct reporting for COPD with chronic bronchitis and emphysema. A, J44.0, J42, B, J44.0, J43, C, J44.9, or D, none are correct. The correct reporting for COPD with chronic bronchitis and emphysema.
J44.9.
That is correct. What page are you on?
950.
Page 950, J44.9. And what does it read, Raven? You on mute. That's okay.
Yes, in here.
It reads chronic obstruction pulmonary disease unspecified.
That's correct.
Could it be J44 as well? Because it says it includes chronic bronchitis. Or could you do just J44? Or that would make it wrong.
That would make it wrong because it's 0.9, because it's COPD with chronic bronchitis and emphysema, unspecified. See that unspecified part? That's what, yeah.
Okay. I see.
I wouldn't mark it wrong on your exam though, because you're still in that right area. Next, we're going on to chapter 5. If the type of diabetes mellitus is not documented in the medical record, the default is type 2 diabetes mellitus. True or false?
True.
That's true. I-10 presumes a cause and effect relationship between hypertension and acute kidney disease. True or false? I-10 presumes a cause and effect relationship between hypertension and acute kidney disease. True or false?
Let's say that's false.
That's false. Has nothing to do with it. If a patient has documented HIV, the HIV must be the first listed diagnosis, even if the patient is seen for a condition unrelated to HIV. True or false?
True.
No, that is false.
Oh,
If the patient has documented HIV, the HIV must be first listed diagnosis, even if the patient is seen for a condition unrelated to HIV. That's false, because if it's already documented, then you don't have to code it. You're going to list the other condition that's unrelated to HIV. Next. If a patient is seen for a pathological fracture due to a neoplasm, the neoplasm should be the first listed diagnosis. True or false? What's a neoplasm? What section is that in?
Neoplasms is cancer, right?
Correct.
So that would be true.
No, it would be false, because if
Oh,
a patient is seen, for a pathological fracture due to a neoplasm, see, they already have the cancer. So they're being seen for a fracture. The neoplasm should be the first listed diagnosis. No, that first listed diagnosis is going to be that fracture, the pathological fracture, because they already have cancer already.
Yeah. I got some studying to do.
Yes, ma'am. That true and false. That's what I'm saying. You got to go through that true and false. Mood disorders are also known as affective disorders with the main characteristic of disturbance in mood. Most commonly, anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorders. True or false? Mood disorders are also known as affective disorders with the main characteristics of disturbance in mood. Most commonly, anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorders. True or false?
True.
That's true. Central pain and chronic pain have the same meaning. True or false? Central pain and chronic pain have the same meaning. True or false?
False.
That is false, correct. Give me the code for cataract due to type 2 diabetes mellitus. Cataract due to type 2 diabetes mellitus. Cataract due to type 2 diabetes mellitus. Cataract due to type 2 diabetes mellitus.
Is it 11.36?
All right, Ashley, that is correct. Yes, on the dot. What page are you on?
756.
Page 756 for cataract due to type 2 diabetes mellitus. The code is E11.36. So this is a good one for you all. This one is 3 codes, and then we'll be moving on to the next chapter. This is 3 codes I need. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease stage 4. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease, stage 4. I need 3 codes. And then after this,
Can you repeat it one more time?
we'll be moving to chapter 6. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease, stage 4. 3 codes. This is on your exam. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease, stage 4. I need 3 codes, 3 different codes. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease, stage 4. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease, stage 4.
Okay, the first one is going to be the hypertensive heart failure, right?
I can't tell you that right now. Give me a code first.
Okay, this is what I got. I11.0, give or take.
You close. You're very close. You are burning up. Go back a couple of numbers. I mean, you said I-11, go up a couple of numbers. Anybody else have that first code?
Okay, I got I-13.0.
Correct. What page are you on?
890.
Okay, page 890 is the first code, I-13.0. Page 830. So I need the second,
890.
I'm sorry, page 890 is the first code, I-13.0. Page 890. I need the second code. Very good, Misty.
Thank you.
Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease stage 4. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease stage 4. So we know the first one is I-13.0. I need the second code and I need the third code.
Is it I-50?
Okay, point what?
2.
Go up some. I-50 is correct, but not point 2.
Okay.
What page are you on?
902.
Okay, so I-50 point, when she give us the correct point, you said 9, what did you say?
902.
902, 902, I-50 point. So turn to page 902 and give me the other part. I-50 point. Raven, I'm waiting on you.
I-50.812.
Almost. Go up one more, Raven.
Oh, 813.
No, no. You went up too far. Come back. Do you see it, Ashley? Ashley, you're looking aggravated.
Yeah.
I-50, don't leave me hanging. I-50 point.
9.
Yes. I-50.9. What does I-50.9 say, Raven?
Heart failure on 65.
Yes. I-50. So I have one more code. Y'all got to find the other code for me.
Okay.
So we have I-13.0. We have I-50.9. I need one more code. One more code. Hypertensive congestive heart failure with hypertension and chronic kidney disease stage 4. One more code. Ashley, I want you to give me this one. Misty gave me the first one. Raven gave me the second one. So I would like for you to give me the third one. So we have I-13.0, 150.9, and I need that third code. I need everybody to look for it, but I want Ashley to give me that third code.
Would it be in 18.3?
Oh, you got it. You got it. You got it, Ashley. All right, but she just ran over. We could get that page number. All right, it's in 18.3 or 0.4 would be correct. Did you find it, Misty and Raven?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the page number?
She's coming right back and she can give us that page number. Y'all doing such a great job.
Say N83.
In 18 point, yeah, in 18.3 R4 is correct. Do you see it?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I see it now.
Okay. So what page do you have it on until Ashley gets back?
1125, 1125.
Okay, so 1,125 is where you would find the N 18.3 R4. Okay, chapter 6. Chapter 13 contains codes for bone, joint, and muscle conditions that are recurrent or chronic, while chapter 19 contains codes for current injuries. Chapter 13 contains codes for bone, joint, and muscle conditions that are recurrent or chronic, while chapter 19 contains codes for current injuries. True or false?
True.
Look at me. True or false? So that means you have to look at chapter 13 to see if it contains codes for bones, joints, and muscle conditions that are recurrent or chronic, while chapter 19 contains codes for current injuries. True or false? How pretty.
It's true.
That is true, correct. That is true. Chapter 11, diseases of the digestive system, KOO through K94 contains many combination codes that require careful reading. True or false? Chapter 11, diseases of the digestive system, KOO through K94, contains many combination codes that require careful reading. True or false?
Well, let's see.
So you all do know, you all have to go through these chapters and read over this information for the true false, because that's where a lot of you all get the answers incorrect. Yes. Remember, this exam, this final exam is next week. So please review, go from chapter 1 through chapter 7. Everything that we're covering will be on your exam. And this is the final. That is true. Correct. Correct. Next. We're going to do one code for this section and then we'll be done because it's 5:15. Patient with alcohol dependence is found to have chronic gastric atrophy. Patient with alcohol dependence is found to have chronic gastric atrophy. What is the code? I need 2 codes. 2. Patient with alcohol dependence is found to have chronic gastric atrophy. 2 codes. And that will be it for once we finish with this, we will be done. But you all are doing such a great job. Patient with alcohol dependence is found to have chronic gastric atrophy. 2 codes.
Yeah, I think I found the first one.
Okay.
It's the alcohol dependence, right?
Give me the code. Give me the code, miss. Am I giving out no information?
It's F10.20.
What is it?
F10.20.
That is correct, but it's not in the right order. So F10.20, what page? That is the second code. F
776.
77 what?
776.
Page 776 is the second code, F10.20. I need the first code.
Which was the atrophy, right?
Misty,
Give me I'm giving it.
you're doing great, Misty. So we have alcohol dependence, F10.20, page 776. I need chronic gastric atrophy. What is that code?
Is it K29.40?
All right, Raven. What page, Raven?
967.
Page 967. You all were on a ball. So guess what? Because y'all did such a great job, you all are getting 15 additional points. So write that down. 15 points for this class. Y'all did great. And practice makes perfect. So practicing and actually going through it, like I said, on our Zoom class helps, and giving the page number. So if you don't get it, you can go back and look at it to see what actually was looked up for you to be able to find that code. Remember, if you need that extra assistance, give me a call. We can set up a time. I mean, once you get into it, it's fun. It's just learning the process, learning the main terms, the subterms on what to look up. And sometimes, like when you're getting started, you have to look up everything, to be able to find it. You have to go through each word, each one to find out if it's right or if it's incorrect. That's how you learn. So remember, practice, practice, practice. Do remember, you all, please go over that true, false. One little word can make the entire thing wrong. You have to read through the true, false. And I notice on a lot of the exams, like a lot of you all get the true, false wrong. So you have to read it in its entirety, go through it, study, study, study. This exam is next week. So remember, it's chapters 1 through 7. You know what? I'm not going to give 7 because you all are doing it now. So it's going to be 1 through 6. Chapters 1 through 6, because you're doing chapter 7 exam now and it's due on Sunday. So I'm not going to give a repeat of that again. So you'll have an exam from chapters 1 through 6 on the information that we covered, plus additional information. So please read your PowerPoint slides. Make sure you're just reading those PowerPoint slides and going through those true, false that we did review, and just looking at information, going through your previous tests that you had. Go and look through those just to see what errors you made back when you had those chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Doing a review.
That would probably help us out a lot.
Yeah, so it's 5:20. Thank you all for your time. It was fun. You all did such an amazing job. Keep up the great work. Remember, write down your points. Remember to text me or email the points and where you want it applied. It can be applied to your lowest exam grade. It can be applied to your exam grade. It can be applied to a daily assignment or a lab if you want it applied. Just remember to let me know where you want it applied. At the end, if you have points.
To a previous lab?
I didn't hear you, Misty.
Can we apply it to a previous lab?
To a previous lab? Yes, that you already had. Like at the end, you can let me know where you want those points applied.
Okay.
So you all, this will be, I will put this in Google Class later on tonight because I have another meeting to attend, but I will put this in your Google Classroom, the link. So you all enjoy and have a great day. Bye-bye.